Oh, thank you, thank you. That 3 should be on the top. And then from there, now I'm going to show, or I'm going to ask with your calculators to guess a number that can go here on the base, and that we're going to test a few. Maybe let's try this.
7.
We're going to put in different numbers. Do me a favor, Eric. Do put in. Jacob, do put in 6 to the third power. Obviously, Jose, put in that 7 to the third power. And then one other person, do me a favor, after put in 5 to the third power. And just what I want to show, and then I ask Samia that other method that you use, and we'll see how it plays. Jose, Jacob, and Evan, once you have it, let me know. And then Samia, I'm going to ask you for that method that you use to see how that can work.
I'm just telling you that you can do it.
I did it.
Got it? Here we go. Sue, let's move this out the way. So let me just put these on the side here. Will it show here in this writing? No, not enough. All right. Jacob, I gave you what, 6?
Number 6.
No. All right, 6 to the third power was Jacob. I gave you 7.
And how do you punch that into the calculator for going?
Over to the right under the clear. Yeah, show them the button. It's the clear button.
Press the raise and then use the carrots like these, and then yeah.
All right. So let's find out here. Jose, what was your? I'm sorry, Jacob. What was your 260? This equals 260.
216.
216. Which again, this is just a guess and check method. You put in a number, raise it to the power, and see what happens. As you put in different numbers, you close in on it. Jose, what was yours?
343.
Yeah, the 343 would have won the second time. Because if you try the 6, you know you need to be bigger, so you're not going to try a 5. I'm only putting in the 5 just with purpose. What was that 5? 125. So while that method works, x equals the 7. Sammy, on yours, say what you were saying. I overheard you earlier. Say what you were saying. Were you saying it for these or different problems?
For these. Do you not understand it,
or just say it so I can hear it out loud and everyone can hear it.
I'll take the number that it equals, so I'll take 343.
343.
And I'll raise it to the reciprocal of whatever power it's raised to.
Whatever the power is.
I'll put it to the power of 1/3.
So take a look at that. In the calculator, I want everyone to type this in so that if you find one of these, you'll wind up knowing a shorter version where you don't have to guess. You just put it in. So here's what's happening. Again, she writes down the number, the n number. After she writes in the n number, you're always going to raise the power of that n number as a fraction. What will the bottom of the fraction be? Oh, it will be what the exponent is. What will the top of the fraction always be? It will always be a 1. Now she said the official word, the reciprocal 3 is 1/3, but if I was just saying regular words, that's what it would be. So everyone do me a favor, punch this one in, then I'm going to have you do the same thing with this method on the next one in line. So let me just come around, because some people don't know how to put in the fractions as an exponent. When you get up there, make sure you put it in parentheses. I think it has to be in.
It doesn't have to.
Oh, it doesn't do it? Okay.
I just did 1 5 by 3.
Okay.
Do
So,
you actually
go ahead.
know that, or are you just flattering me?
That method I hadn't, you haven't taught it that way because they do with all the logs, but I understand what you're doing there. Basically, you're taking the, in this case, it would be the square root, or in that case, the cube root written as a fraction. So I recognize what it is. So do me a favor, punch into your calculator just so I can see it done once, and then we'll do it twice on that. And we're going to leave these at this point, and then go to the final problems that kind of will look like what the what we'll need for it. So again, the answer for the first one, even though we wrote a lot of stuff, was in fact 7. Now again, let's say you forget this 1/3 thing, or raising its power. You can do again that guess and check method. There's nothing to say that, okay, I can't put in a 2 here, 3, or 4. As you put in the first number, you can tell, okay, no, it needs to be higher. But you put a 10 here, wind up as 1,000, you're like, no, it needs to be low. So, yeah, it takes a little bit longer. But let's say you forgot. I know that's a fraction of another, but is it? You know, you can just go ahead and guess and check. Here's what I want you to do, though. On the third one, go ahead and put that one in, which is in the calculator. I'm going to come around and look, and then from there, we'll move to the last problem that we have, ending with us getting the computer and plugging one in the computer. Not this type, but a graphic problem. All right, the last one we know is base and switch, so I know it's X. And then the 2 switches with the 169, base and switch. And what I want you to put in your calculators is, again, the 169. 2 goes to go on the bottom. The top of that fraction is always going to be a 1. Once you have that, show me something around. 13 is the final answer. And really, for those who've never heard this part before, you should, and hopefully we'll hear it in the future, anything raised to the 1/2 power is the square root. This is how you write this problem here, as a side note, as an exponent. Hey, what's the square root of 169? Is the same question as, hey, what's 169 raised to the 1/2 power? Whenever you're trying to get the square root of anything, if they actually write this as in exponential form, boom, that's what you have. Before we leave this one, because we're not necessarily coming back to these again, other than when I tell you to put a star on this top section for standard 3. Standard 3 is going to be a bunch of these. The bottom section, we can put standard 1, standard 2, or 3 because it's not one of them other than changing. All right.
You can start over.
Yeah, let's take 2. Let's see. So this question over here, log base 7 of 7, asks the question. What exponent do I need to raise base 7, the green one, not the red one, the green 7 to, so that it will equal the red 7?
1.
Oh, 1 good answer. All right. 1 is the correct answer. And this is really important. Let me write down that the answer to this one is going to equal 1. It's going to be important in a second. But let's do a few more for the pattern, and then we'll do one weird one at the end. So let's do log base 2. Base 2 of 2, what's that going to equal? Base 2. I'm trying to make him green so he looks just like the guy above him. Base 2 of 2. Please write down what this guy is going to equal. Same concept. I'll do 2 more, with the last one being kind of weird.
Can this be on a test when I get the same?
Oh yeah, let's put a couple of these. We're gonna use them in a couple of sections, but of course they're like mixing in a bunch of stuff. All right, Sarah Collins, what was the answer to this one?
1.
All right. Let's write down the next 2. We got the idea, but these next 2 are famous ones, so that's why I want to put those down. Famous. All right. 2 tricky ones. Here we go. Log of 10. Log of 10. First, once you write this one down, don't say it yet.
Oh wait, the 10.
The question is going to be, when in the world of logs the base is missing, what base is actually there? 10 is the one that's automatically there. If you don't know that, if someone wrote down log 10, you'd be like, dude, okay, what do you want me to do with that? Well, what's true is, again, that guy is the one that's there. Please write down the answer. Now, why is he circling the one here where up here you put the equals 1? I kind of don't want this to be a problem where it's an equation. I kind of want you to know if ever you see a log with the same base as the actual product, the red guy, the whole thing just disappears, it turns into a 1. Last one, let's see if you've seen this one before. Let's see if you've seen this one. And then we're going to try and actually do a problem that involves this.
Cashier.
Here it comes.
How do you put cashier?
Log.
That was so rude. Is it the head one?
Yeah.
E. Write this one down.
Brenda, you should know this.
If this one has a base, and even if that base is a letter, the same thing is true. The whole thing equals 1. Anybody know what E actually is? It's actually a number.
2.17.
Close. 2.71. Just a quick switch there. 718, 2.718. Write this one down. This one's going to be important. Put a star next to this guy. You're about to see him in a second. He gets a star. And then the last one, I'm going to write it, which I don't know why they've done this one. This log thing that has the letter E in it, for some reason they call it a net. Oh, anybody know what they call this one? When you see E in it? Alright.
Can I have a hint?
What was that?
Yeah, I started to say it, but I'm like, okay, maybe
Can I
it's
have a
not.
hint?
It starts with an N.
Yeah, I
A
remember.
number.
Close.
Numerical. I don't know.
Yeah, you closer. Alright. And the log that has base E is called a natural
It's called a
log.
natural formula.
Oh, very nice. So here's what you need to write. For one reason or another, they will not write it this way, even though I'm going to let you write it that way. They will write natural log as ln. In other words, if they're writing this part up here, they will almost never write it log base E. Log base E is written as ln, natural log. I'm going to put the red E so you can see that all I'm doing is rewriting this version as this version. What's disappeared is the log and the green E. The red E is the same. They both equal how much?
1 point whatever.
1 for this guy.
Yeah.
And his friend over here also equals 1. In other words, if you ever see these two things together, they're going to disappear. They're going to turn into an invisible 1. If you see this long version, which you usually won't see, it disappears, and what does it turn into? This 1. Now that you have that, I'm going to write down a All right, do me a favor, please put down standard 1.
And I know so many people in middle school that you have the Andrea. Yeah. You remember in like extra stuff? Like, oh my god, and people.
All right, note the standard 1. Let's see if I can get this down properly.
Yeah. She reminds every single my birthday. So she would say, "Hey,
All right, the problem. Example.
I told you,
I'm saying
I was
what?
giving you
You need
Saying what?
this word is going to be very important. Write it down. I know Anna already has that now.
Yeah.
Write it down. Continuously, continuous growth. Ooh, sorry. Grow continuously. Yeah, sorry. Just squeeze it. Like,
What?
if you need more scratch paper, let's say you're running out for whatever reason, I'm going to put it right here. If anyone needs one, raise your hand. We'll ask Jacob to pass it up.
What's it pretend you don't know?
This phrase is going to be important. Grow continuously.
That's the lowercase now. I mean, uppercase.
I'm looking now. Oh, they're correct.
Grow continuously. And in this case, for this example, it's going to grow continuously at 5.7%. It won't always be 5.7%, but when we get our form in our equation, at least you'll know where that came from. We also need an initial amount. Everybody knows initial amount. That's the A, y equals ax plus axb. Initial amount. We know that's the letter A. I'm going to put an A in there. In this case, the initial amount is going to be 750 of whatever this stuff is. On the test, of course, they're always going to put it within a word problem. So for the purposes of this example, we'll just give the pieces of the puzzle. Because again, I need you to be able to solve the puzzle before you have to go through all the words and try to figure out. And then the last thing is going to be time. We want to get to end amount. The end amount, they start with 750, but they want to get all the way up to 7,500. It could be 7,500 likes, 7,500 views. It doesn't matter what it
You
is.
know all the slang comments?
Yeah, like
I'm so proud.
right. I do what I can. All right, so here comes
You
here we
should have
go.
Instagram, right?
Let's write this down. I doubt it. I may have. I don't know.
I didn't know your name, so I can go
All
for
right,
you.
so here it comes. I don't think I have a thing.
You
All right,
can
there it
have
goes.
me next time.
I'm just gonna put in the formula into the final product, and we'll just solve it. Because what I'm trying to get you to is log base E, natural log. That's what I'm trying to get you. That's really all
He's
it
already
is.
requesting me now.
Just trying to get there.
I'm just like,
All right, there we go. Please write down the following problem.
The teacher.
No. This is
and then we'll try and solve it together. On the actual test, you will probably have to put these pieces into place, so hopefully it'll be enough for that. Come on, you can do it. Write down 75. 100 equals the 750. Here's the ugly part. They will give you the equation just like this, full done. You don't have to figure something out. They'll just give it to you. Raised to the, let's put it up in red, 0.057. Hopefully they see where that came from. Times t. The blue t is what we want to figure out. How much time will it take to go from 750 of these guys to 7,500? All right, and this is where we're going to work this one through together. This is standard one again, so if you don't have standard one, write standard one. I should have given you guys the form to let you know what you need to get a 2, but for now this will do. All right, here we go. Step 1. Hey, what is that we need to do first? If someone were doing this problem first, we're trying to get to the t. T is connected to the e. That 750 is creating a problem. Hey, what's the first thing we probably do on this problem?
Tie a balloon to a log.
That is a good suggestion. That's going to be step number 2. There's a step right before that one. So yeah, you're right. We want to tie a log to that balloon to get it down to that t. Say again? Yeah. Yeah, we got to get this guy out of the way because you can only do that move, which we're about to do, that Jose said, right after what Jacob said. We got to get rid of that 750, so I'm going to try to write more than one step. So if you rewatch the video or somebody wasn't here, they can see all the steps. So let me write it again. The reason I'm writing it down twice is so that if someone is looking at the steps, you never have 2 steps on the same line, or you don't want that anyway. All right, here we go. Let's see. 750. Somebody has a calculator out there.
10.
Is it 10 already?
I don't think so, Sammy. It's actually just do your Spanish hand part.
Is it 10?
Yeah,
all right.
it's 10.
All right, I trust the 10.
I'm sorry for doubting Sammy.
Do not doubt. Just trust. All right.
I feel like no, because when you trust people, it can end very badly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Oh, you do?
Step 2, I'll ask Jose since he said it first. Jose, what is the next step?
Log.
To get this blue T, I'm going to keep it T blue. This is the one I'm going to write ugly and then tell you how you try to apply it. He says he's going to write a log. Log on both sides will get the T.
Hey, where you going?
The T down. I just put it in red. Okay.
Oh, cool.
All right. Write that down. Write that down.
Have fun. Where's large pull-ups?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Thomas?
So right now we're tying the log just like Jose said to this side to get that T down. The only question, which is why we did that first exercise, is this: because this is an E, this log that we write has to have a certain base. What base is that going to be? 1 is close.
10.
10 is close.
9.
It's this E that's going to be important.
7.
2.17. 2.71.
0.057.
In other words,
Wow.
Damn it.
in this weird problem where we have this E that we're trying to get rid of, because that's what we're going to try to get rid of, we have to make the log. This is the only ever time you will ever make the log base E. Only if there's an E floating around.
I'm still dying.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Now, again, if you do not review these before the test,
I'm going to fail.
We're gonna go time.
these are going to be pretty tough.
You're gonna have
Now, it'll be the same format. Same format.
You know what, Brandon? I'm as smart as you.
All right, here it comes.
I'm as smart as you.
Hold on,
I'm
Sam.
not even smart.
Next line, next line. Here comes the next line. Looks like. Please write this down.
You took like the one person.
Log base
I don't know. I
E
feel like Sammy's as smart.
No,
She
just talks more. That's it.
When
equals.
it comes to the test, it's always okay. Anna and Nicole.
I need to start changing my habits.
Write down this next line. Take a look at it and see what disappeared, and then see if you can tell why it disappeared. I'm going to ask it in a moment. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Talk with me.
Don't say it. I'm holding on. Yeah, I'm holding on.
You don't have to clear.
So it could be obvious. I can't believe I'm going to change the way I'm writing this log base E.
Yeah, right. So log base in.
Did you say that?
No, it's correct. Oh, I want to put that LN thing here because when it's time to punch in your calculator and you need to punch in log 10, your calculator like we don't have any log base E's. We have an LN, which means the same thing.
Except.
No, except this time.
So it means the same.
So LN means the same thing as this. So if I were trying to
So we're
plug
gonna
in.
change it right now?
In a moment, I'm going to rewrite this next line. Dude, I hate to even do this. But I got to because for the calculator, it won't accept it.
Well,
Please do me a favor. As much as I hate to do it.
I don't know.
LN of 10. Oh, man. I hate
This is crazy, Thomas.
Yeah.
I can't. With this.
How many steps are these? Like a million steps? How
My
many
anxiety,
all
my
these
anxiety
steps?
is kicking in.
It's not something.
I'm going to put it on. Somebody will review it perhaps. All right, here it comes. Let me put this in.
Yeah, no.
Literally, I know.
Coming from someone who actually studied dynamics, it's not funny.
Yeah.
All right.
So do I.
Seriously, I'm about to put down the next line. Hey, how do I get the T alone? Someone say it.
You divide?
Yeah, this is old school. Just regular dividing the 0 point
I don't say this.
oh, I apologize for all this. Final answer. T
You're so.
is gonna equal. This is where you go to your calculator. You're gonna punch in natural log 10, ln 10,
What is that?
divided by. I don't know if you have to
Where's
put a
the
parentheses. So we'll find someone
Where's the
parentheses.
Second log.
Where is it? Oh, so it's on the log button, but it's
Oh,
blue.
it's right under the log button.
So it's blue. So you have to do blue button and hit the log. You'll see.
No. Log is right under the. LN's
Oh,
right under the
sorry.
log.
Do you need to do blue?
No,
blue
you
button
don't.
to get to it? Okay, it's just straight.
Just straight LN.
All right. So to find on your calculator, look for LN, and it's just below the log button.
Can I get the answer?
Don't give it yet.
Damn
Don't give it
it.
yet. Don't give it yet. Don't give it yet. Somebody say the answer out loud that I've taken it around, please.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Say the answer out loud.
40 point, and then, I guess it could be 40.
39.
Yeah, a lot of us would, if you had the 39, I recognize where it came from. If you,
I'll just put a
by the way, what number comes after the 9?
A
6.
6.
Okay, so no, technically, a real, a standardized math test, yeah, it will still bounce you back to that 4, because that 9 would turn to a 10, which would add on to the 3. Okay. Initially, they're going to give you the formula.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, so you don't have to fight through that part. There's going to be a paragraph above for you to be able to kind of follow. What is important here is normally when we get a percent, in one of the problems you have to put that 1 in front of it. We did that on another problem. The way you know, I don't have to put a 1 in front of this is if they use that word continuous or continuously growth. As long as it's continuously thing. You know, if they just plug it in. But again, fortunately, since you don't have to build this one, they give it to you. Step 1, get rid of the 750 by dividing it on both sides. That's no big deal. That's regular old algebra. Step 2 is how do I get that T down, that balloon down? We tie a log to it. Now, I did the thing where I wrote the log base E. Again, most of the time, some other maths would want you to write down ln. They want this log base E to actually already be an ln. They don't even want you to write log base E, but as far as I'm concerned, since we went through it, we have that. Yeah, you go. So here, notice again, I'm going to write this in. This part here, I'm going to write this in. Please write this part in. I did put it before. If it confuses you, you don't have to write it. But again, since this whole thing here equals 1, that's why it disappears on the next line.
Oh, you didn't even have me answer that
But
question.
why is
You were like,
there
what
still-
disappeared?
If log E disappeared because that's equal to 1,
Mm-hmm.
then why is it still ln 10?
On the right side, because there are two e's, you are right. The one times this thing is gone. On this side, there's no e. Yeah, you need two e's, two twos, two fives, two whatevers for that thing to be a 1. Again, over here, oh, I hate to even do it, but I'm repeating it just one last time so that if you're looking at it, that ln log e, they're not going to write it as log base e. They always put ln, which is why the calculator even has that ln. And then we divide the point 0.057 on both sides. People just punch in their calculators, and you're home. So the big deal on this one is, hey, they're e's. What do we do with all these? All right, here he goes. Let's try and take care of this one. I saw. Yeah. All right, so here's the deal. They're going to give you the equation again. It's going to look almost exactly like this, which I don't want to feel bad just offering you, but again, because there's so many tricky pieces in there, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. You need a number for the I. Where are you going to get my number for the I? You got to read the thing. There's only one thing they're going to offer you in the top section. Don't worry about this bottom section. There won't be one there. So that number up there, I want you to underline it, highlight it. They're going to say something like, well, let me even read it so that you get lost in the words. Hey, loudness is measured in decibels, underline decibels. If the volume of a jet engine is 1 times 10 to the 14th power, that's just a 1 with 14 zeros. And the first time we write them in, I'm going to feel bad if we do. The intensity of the threshold, write down this part right here. And maybe don't do that anymore. It's kind of throwing me out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's throwing me out. Yeah.
I don't like the theme of life.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. Let me just keep going. All right, got it. All right, so here's the deal. How many decibels? So go ahead and write it down. This number here is going to take the place of the I. Hey, why would they choose such a big number?
To screw with us. Why?
Because, I mean, are we going to write the 14 zeros, or should I just change it into some small?
Let's leave it.
For this time, let's do the 14 zeros.
Too much in space.
Well, you know what? Write it this way. Once we need to type into the calculator, we'll put in the 14 zeros. But for now, we'll do, I'm writing down the formula, so it can be close to where I'm writing my thing, equals the 10. The dB, of course, we did last time, represents just, oops, just one letter. And below it, I'm going to put in that 1 times 10 to the 14th power. Everything else stays the same. If I can write that in black, 1 times 10 to the 14th power. Once you have this part here, then we're back to the same thing Jose said, how we're going to get that dB down from up top. We're going to tie a log to it. And we're going to use that idea of, if it's log base 10, something's just going to cancel out. So again, step 1, write it in. Step 2, yeah, that's the 1 times 10 from that thing up there. This is the part here. I'm going to rewrite this so that, again, for notes purposes, when you're looking at notes, if there are two things written on the same level, it can be confusing. I moved the 10 over a little bit because I'm going to have to write that log in that Jose mentioned earlier.
I thought the DB over 10 is going to the bottom.
For right now I haven't done any moves. I just rewrote this line so that when I put in the log stuff, right, it's not on the same line as, oh, where did this come from? And log. There you go, log in green.
Why is there a spaceship with a little?
The real question is, once you write it in,
Why is it a sphere?
what will the base be on this green one?
Yeah, I think that's
Why is it
it's gonna destroy the whole planet. There's nothing like the super Death Star that destroys
Also,
like
okay,
5
so that's
seconds.
All right, write down the next line. Write down the next line.
Yeah, it was.
right.
Here it
You
comes.
make it up to 6.
Let me do this.
5?
Five.
5?
Perfect.
It's the same thing. Their spaceship, that's what them, whatever. It's basically the same thing with us.
Won't do it. Fine.
And
Yeah.
Ray is basically. So they're inside of that
Yeah, it's
spaceship?
basically the same.
They're
thing.
inside.
Not in that one. Not in that one. They're
Write it down. Write it down. Even if you're talking, write it down.
Yes, Thomas.
This log base 10 is going to just return into 1, and when it does, the dB just comes down. and this is almost kind of what Sammy said last time. I heard her say it. We did the long version of it, but now that you know, anytime the base and the number right next door to it, also called product, are the same, then you just write those. So write that down. They can write that down. All right, here it comes. Log of this big thing equals this dB over 10.
Yeah, minor 3. Oh, not minor 3. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, and so now we're down to the last step, which is just a multiplication problem. What is it that we're multiplying? You got to get this 10 down from the bottom. It's being divided by 10, the dB is. So to get rid of that dB on the 10 on the bottom.
That 1 times 10 to the 14th reminds me of physics terms. And
Oh.
You're making me different.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't like physics.
PTSD.
All right. So let me write this next step down. I'm writing the new steps instead of just putting the 10 on the other side. I'm writing it so that
You got the answer already?
here it comes.
Why?
Because I wasn't chatting about stuff.
It's super long, and I apologize.
Yeah, you were.
So I can get ahead. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's the best one.
All right, here it comes. We're gonna multiply the 10 on both sides.
May I ask you a question?
Asking questions.
Why did you write it twice and you could just spend that time staring at me?
That is, if you're writing notes as a teacher,
So
if you put two things on the same line, as someone's trying to review their notes, sometimes it becomes confusing. So what happened on this line?
When does he play?
Oh, from this line, this part disappeared,
Okay, this is one.
leaving just the dB.
Right. Because that's the
And then, I think it was, not my lowercase.
Yeah, that's bothering me.
Okay.
That's it works, but.
All right. So, but that's the reason that we're writing separate lines.
Okay, cool.
Next
Do we
line.
have to write it in separate lines as well?
Again.
Do we have to write it in separate lines? Because honestly, I
For
think the
you,
separate lines.
if you're not confused, then.
Yeah, I think the separate lines confuse me.
All right, so here it comes. Final answer, the dB on the last part. Again, is there a way to avoid these? No, there are only 3 problems. And hey, somebody help me on this. Type in the 10
I
times
did
log.
it. It's 150. Sanya, you don't give me a chance to do it though.
Now this one I need to see on everybody's paper, because again, if you don't type this one in, I need to know that you
Typed
can.
in all 14 zeros.
Do this also. Do the version where you try to do log of 1 times 10 to the 14th. See if it allows you to do that.
I was wrong.
You were.
So where it does
Can you
English
say that to the
150, 140.
Yeah, Samuel was
Can you
wrong.
say it to the recording that Samuel was wrong? And that Anna was right?
Please speak into the mic clearly.
See what I can
It's
do.
already recording.
Please speak into the mic clearly.
On the test though, you would have the calculator. So let me try this so that we get what I want. Everyone do write this problem down. Write down 10 times
You watching?
10 times parentheses log
Sanya, you're the smart one.
1 times 1 times 10 to the third power. 1 times 10 to the third power. The question is, why is he asking to do that? So everyone will punch in and get an answer on this one.
I'm just going to sit here and wait, say something.
So again, on the top of this, write standard 2. After you write standard 2, again, only the 2 on the left side. Please don't do the others. I'm going to have you put in some arrows. What does he mean I'm going to have you put in some arrows? He means this. Oh, and this is an ugly one. Really, I would have to start with an ugly one, but whatever. I'm still going to do it.
Honest.
As this picture goes to the right,
No, I'm not thinking that.
It's increasing.
you can see the picture goes up. So there's no big deal on this one. These blue arrows are going to need to kind of move over a little bit.
That's alright.
Okay. It's nice and easy. The end behavior. As the picture goes to the left, it goes down, but where is it going to stop? Anybody who was here last time, you remember. It doesn't go all the way down to negative infinity. It stops somewhere. 1 is close.
Zero.
This picture is going to stop at 0. Write that down, write that down. Now, is this the answer? No, it lets me know that you know how to get the answer. So we'll start with the top one, which is as x goes to the right. In other words, if you go this way we call it positive infinity.
Oh, I did it right. I erased it.
The picture goes up to positive infinity.
Go to 0 10.
That's half the answer. We're in the easy stage now. We're going to put something to talk in the computer in just a moment and look at the picture and say the same thing. And you made it. The other one, though, as x goes to negative infinity, and I don't know if you were here for this one, Efren. In other words, as the red line goes to the left, the y, the red, it won't go below this line. That line is called an asymptote. As you approach the asymptote, you can't go anywhere. And this asymptote, the x-axis, has a number. What is that number?
0.
It has a number 0.
I can do this.
Hey, Thomas, you want to be a high school math teacher? I don't know. They're going to give you money for it. I don't know. But, here you go. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. Don't put words in people's mouths. Take a look at that and see what you got. That's a Bushman corner. Hey, I didn't say hey. All right, take a look. See if you want to ask something. If you don't, good luck. Try this one, please. This one is actually, you know what? Second thought.
Oh.
They're all different in this one, really. Okay, let me let you mess up,
Really?
and then we'll flip.
Oh, God.
Please put in your arrows on this one, and I'll see what you think. Somebody may figure it out. To make it easier, I would have said something like this. Always start off by doing 2 arrows. One that points to the right. Yeah, and one that points to the left. So every student would have done those 2 arrows. Then, if I was smart, I would have said something like, look at this one. The picture goes up on that side. On this side, the picture goes down. Oh, I wish I would have said that.
I wish you would have said
Look
that
how
too.
easy that thing is. On the second one, put 2 arrows. One that goes to the left
Oh.
and one that goes to the right. This is how it begins. Anybody can do that.
Cool.
Here comes
Brenda.
the next part. Here comes the next part here. Nice and easy. Here comes the second part. The second part is, hey, is this red line going up or is it going down as I come this way?
That's how it starts.
Going up.
Yeah. So 3 pieces are always easy.
It's going up.
The right-hand side is always either going to go up or go down.
Well, I mean, I'm not
Here comes the left
I
side.
think I got it.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
that's
left side is also going down. Take a look at it.
I got it right, except for this part and that part.
Oh,
All right. Let me write in the answer. We're near the end now. We're near the end. Last thing we have to do is get our computers.
Bless your heart. She would have not.
All right, here it comes.
You know what we're talking about, too.
You're still blessed.
Green arrow. Someone help me out. As the green arrow goes to right, how do we write that with letters?
X. To infinity. To infinity and beyond.
X to infinity, no big deal. The Y?
Twin.
See, half of it is always easy, as long as you can write your arrows.
Yeah, that's Lightyear.
These back arrows, I'm going to write it one way and then I'm going to change it because it's going to be broken. But here we go. The X.
Why was real busy with a Toy Story?
Someone tell me for this green arrow here, please. That's going to the left. Negative infinity. Very nice.
Oh,
And what's happening with that Y?
Let's go into your Oh, it's going down.
It's going down. If you're going down, you're also going to negative infinity. I'm glad you said something about 0 because
yeah, I got it.
Wait, was I right?
Everything's right except that little red negative infinity.
That's 0. So that negative infinity is wrong.
The red one, everybody's right except for that red, and Jose is going to say it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it goes
So it's
towards.
positive? Jose's going to say it, so I said
So here it comes.
Wow.
The red negative infinity has to change to a number. What number is that?
0.
0.
Here's the reason. The red, this red has to change to 0. As this arrow is trying to back up, according to this picture, it can't get past this line. And this line is a 0. Over here, you back all the way up or whatever.
Sammy, you're like a 7.
All right.
8.
Save the other 2. Don't mark the other 2. Yeah, we're almost there.
I'm not good. I can make a. I could pass like a solid 4.
No.
Like good filters. And
It's good answers.
no, you're like an 8.5. No.
Alright, let's see what we
I
got
don't think I'm
here.
more than like I can't be more than like
You're
a
like,
I think you're 8.5
I'm a
times negative.
with makeup on.
Alright, what have you done so far? You've punched this into the computer. Anybody got a picture yet? Got a picture yet?
No.
No, it won't come up. Nothing
Yeah,
comes
that's the point.
I
It won't come up.
up.
So here's what I need you to do.
Plot twist.
Thomas
Give
is
me a
savage.
picture. Here's what I
Oh,
want you to do.
wait, Thomas is a what?
Savage. I already said it.
Under the PH, normally what's on the left is the letter Y. What comes after the X is the letter X.
That's good.
So please write
You,
down.
Thomas. Look.
No thanks. Go ahead. Go ahead and type this into your computer.
Oh,
What are you showing?
Write this down, but write it down though. Write it down so you have it.
Oh, I
want you to see it.
Yeah.
All right, type it. Write it in now. Now we'll get it.
Covered his forehead.
What are we doing next?
We're gonna type in the real one. Y equals negative log.
Whoa, it's perfect.
Somebody had that, but I told them to get rid of it.
Don't worry, undo. Undo. Undo.
I
Undo.
did.
I
I texted
already
him.
did.
Oh, I got it.
Wait,
Wait,
yes.
this up now.
Oh, Thomas, I got it.
No, you didn't.
What do you mean I didn't?
All right, type it in with the Y and X.
Oh.
But
I
that's
did
wrong.
it with
That's wrong.
both.
That's wrong. Okay, that's
I did it
Good,
wrong.
that's back. Because I'm guessing that you didn't do the thing I want you to do.
Also,
You can do that.
So we
you
change
didn't-
H to a
you
Y?
didn't pay attention to my meme, which is really sad.
All right, sketch that picture on your paper. Sketch that picture on your paper. You might have to zoom in or zoom out. It could be a wacky
Look,
picture.
there's a picture.
On there, they're gonna find the intercept. Click on the X line where it crisscrosses that line, and you'll have the intercept
X is 0, infinity. On the X or the Y, sorry.
on the X.
Oh, it is 1, 0.
1, comma 0. So they're gonna ask you 3 questions. Here they come, and this is me giving it to you. 1, hey, please please sketch it. You punch it into the computer just like you did, and now you have this picture that I just heard Anna say.
That's supposed to be.
Please write down the coordinates of that point. You said it was what, Anna?
1, 0.
1, comma 0. Thank you. So I have my x-intercept, and I have to write it down below. We're at the end now. I'm giving this thing to you, and I'm like, this is it, and I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed when you take a test. Like, oh, I hope this gets fast.
When are we taking our test?
I want to give a piece of it on Tuesday. Brief review at the beginning, especially on standard 3 and 1. This is standard 2. If you can punch into a computer, you should be good. Step 2. Step 2. Do me a favor. On your paper, please draw the arrows. Hey, guess what? Oh, if I now I can say it. Please draw your 2 green arrows, just like I did on the board. Almost there, Brendan. Jose, almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, almost.
Draw your 2 green arrows, because that's how it starts. All right, somebody tell me on the for the left green one, am I drawing a blue arrow up or blue arrow down?
Down.
Yeah. Oh.
Up is right for this side. Is up.
Oh, man.
Jacob, Anna, for this arrow, am I drawing up or down with the blue
Are
up
you
one?
asking Jacob or are you asking Anna?
Up is close.
I mean,
Down.
Down.
I mean.
The question is like, how do you guess it? How do you guess it? You just look at the picture. If the left side of the picture goes up.
He goes Jacob and he goes Anna. Like, for you.
Finally, last part. Write in the end behavior, please. Write in the end behavior.
Uh-oh. This is decimals, okay? This is Pac-Man.
Write in the end behavior.
Show them.
I'm gonna come around and check off your end behavior, and then I'm gonna thank you. Between me writing down the answer to the left arrow or the right arrow, left arrow or right arrow, which one would be the hard one for me to write down?
Right.
This guy here?
Yeah.
All right. The good news on this one
I
is,
say everything. I usually say
as down here, x goes to negative infinity. Let me write that in red to kind of tell somebody why that's wrong. What is y going to go to?
It's like my soul.
You're so basic.
Oops. Y is going to go to, y is going up forever and ever, so it's going to
That's good. That's a good one.
somebody tell me this one here, this one where at the end. Effort, I know you know it. This green one, yeah.
Here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what I have talked about.
I know.
Like,
Lots.
it was clear.
This because it's going to the right, so it'll be positive. Good, good, good.
Okay.
And the y is going down.
S, A, like that?
All right. Can anybody say why this red infinity is wrong? Somebody tell me why.
Because it goes to 0.
It goes to 0. It doesn't cross that wall.
I'll read.
All right. I like
Wait, doesn't it?